Challenges. Anambra Joint Security Forces neutralized more suspected members of criminal gangs. On national matters, Nigeria, European Union restate commitment to bilateral relations. And on the foreign scene, bee sting to death 6 passengers in Nicaragua. Before the news in detail, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. Good evening and thanks for joining us on ABS Evening News. My name is Chinyere Ikoreke. European Investment Bank is to assist the Anambra State government to tackle over 1,000 erosion sites in the state. House of Assembly correspondent Chukwemeka Modedemo reports.
The Commissioner for Environment, Engineer Felix Odimegu, disclosed this while speaking to journalists after the assessment of the 2023 budget performance of the Ministry of Environment by Anambra State House of Assembly Committee on Finance and Appropriation at Legislative Complex in Oka. Engineer Odimegu, who enumerated efforts of the ministry towards achieving the clean, green and sustainable Anambra initiative of Governor Chukwuma Soludo, revealed that by July this year, the European Investment Bank will assist the state with funds to check pockets of erosion ravaging parts of the state. The commissioner said already the United Nations Development Program has committed about $350,000 to assist Anambra State government mitigate the impact of flooding in Anambra State, especially the communities that were ravaged by flooding last year. He disclosed that the ministry is collaborating with the Federal Ministry of Environment, other development partners, to tackle environmental degradation in the state, and thank the United Nations Development Program for its interventions in environmental challenges confronting the state. The commissioner assured that the ministry is working assiduously to salvage most environmental hazards in the state and urge residents of Anambra State to join the fight against environmental degradation by desisting from activities that cause flooding and erosion menace.
The Commissioner for Women and Social Welfare in Anambra State, Mrs. Ife Obinabo, has rescued a widow, Mrs. Patricia Elibwe, from her relatives who forced her to drink water used in washing the dead body of her husband's nephew. Narrating our ordeal to the Commissioner, Mrs. Elibwe, who lost her husband a long time ago, explained that although she is from Obeagwo, her husband is from Atani, both in Ogbaru local government area. We have details.
According to her, after her husband's death, she has been subjected to a series of abuse, including her husband's family, calling her a witch and other kinds of physical abuses. Mrs. Elibwe disclosed that one day the husband's sibling descended on her and her only child and started beating her, alleging that she is responsible for all the unfortunate things happening to them. She said that it was after the incident that her relatives ran to her aid, and while she was about to go with them, her husband's family refused, stating that she needs to stay till after the burial ceremony of the husband's nephew. The embattled widow explained that on the day of the burial, she was summoned inside the room where they kept the dead body, where they placed a cutlass on the deceased body and asked her to walk over it 4 times, of which she did before they washed the corpse, and forced her to drink the water before pouring the remaining on her.
Plan dozie n'otu ozu ahụ onye ọsamara hapụraziri n'ihu bọket were mma tọọ debezie n'ahụ ozu ahụ si nnyefe bịa ogwere nọ nye ekwusi ọ bụrụkwa na aka m dị na ọnwụ dị anya ahụ ya si bụ ma ọ bụ na aka m adịghị ya si Chineke ife na aka na-eme nke aka ya bụ alụmọgụ ka m mechaziri ihe ogwere nọ ha sị m na m ya akpọrọ ozu ahụ na bọket ha nne n'afọ na kpọrọ mmiri tie n'ọnụ ozugbo ka a na-akpọ onye ahụ ndị bọket ya ewu na ahụ chizi aka elu bela akwa kazie n'igbo si Chineke nna na aka m njikwa ọcha na ọ dịghị ebili onye a na ma ọkwa
Reacting to the ugly incident, Mrs. Obinab said that although the aligned culprit has been arrested, she will ensure that the law takes its full course. The commissioner used the opportunity to warn people to desist from any form of harmful traditional practices against widows in the state, as such will not be tolerated.
I totally condemn this act of dealing with women this way. And I want to tell you, if you still want to get into it, get involved, indulge in this, be rest assured that we will come after you. And you have to prove it. If you don't prove it, then we have war of the land that you have to face. That's the gospel truth. Let's see how it goes. The people that did this, we're going to police, from police to court. We're taking them, we'll take them to court. They should go there and prove it, so that we will use them to set an example.
During investigation, it was discovered that the deceased died after a brief illness at her sister's house in Ozobolo. Meanwhile, the alleged perpetrators have detained all the allegations. The commissioner, in collaboration with the police, has arrested the culprits, and they will be arraigned before the Children's Sexual and Gender-Based Violence Magistrate Court in Awka.
Anambra State Investment, Promotion and Protection Agency, ANSIPA, in partnership with the Ministry of Local Government, Chieftaincy and Community Affairs, has held an interactive session with Transition Committee Chairman to seek better ways to promote investment within the state. The event held in Awka was aimed at identifying and promoting investment opportunities in the state in order to achieve Governor Chukwuma Soludo's vision of transforming Anambra into a livable, prosperous and smart megacity. Correspondent Emmanuel Chibata reports.
The 5 areas of engagement during the forum was identification of investment opportunities across towns and communities, compilation of major industrialists and possible inventors within the local government areas to be included in ANSIPA database, as well as data gathering of industries and other relevant investment across local government areas through tracking of permit for buildings. Addressing the forum, Commissioner for Local Government, Chieftaincy and Community Affairs, Tony Collins Nwabunwanne, said the state is blessed with abundant natural resources that are yet to be tapped into its full potential. Hence, the interaction with communities to identify their investment potential.
This agenda is only possible with strategy, partnership between the ministry, department, and agencies. Interacting with communities on its individual investment potentials and raw material, despite deposits, will go a long way in promoting Anambra State as #1 investment destination in Nigeria.
The Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of ANSIPA, Mr. Mark Okoye, said there are so many socio-economic capacities that are to be fully harnessed, revealing that partnering the grassroots and supporting the present administration on its 5 pillars of development will attract investors and make Anambra great.
And possible investors that will be included in our ANSIPA database, so that when we have opportunities, we will share this thing with the click of a button with these investors. They have their details, their emails. They'll just get an email from us, ANSIPA this, and these are the opportunities that we are packaging for this month. And these are the contact details to express interest.
The Transition Committee Chairman of Orumba South Local Government Area, Prince Neville Ushendo, his Agwata counterpart, Dr. Shibuzo of Obike, and Anambra West, Chief Felix Ikeshi, among others, called for investment in agriculture and provision of conducive environment for investment to thrive in the state.
Any investors thinking about agriculture should come to Orumba South. We have it all. Mining, we have it all. We are one of the greatest producers of palm oil in Anambra State. Land for palm seedlings and have the land for the industry.
Emmanuel Shibata for ABS News.
In line with Governor Chukwuma Soludo's adoption of his school initiative, a philanthropist, Chief Ikenna Okafor, has built a modern female hostel at Community Secondary School, Akweze, in Anocha local government area, and renovated twin classroom buildings, housing, laboratories, and computer accessories. Ngozi Obileri was at the ceremony where the hostel and renovated twin buildings were inaugurated by Governor Soludo. Her report.
From the female school hostel, twin buildings and foundation for ultra-modern male hostel in community secondary school, Akweze, Chief Okafor had over the years carried out many projects in Peter University through his foundation, Ikwu Foundation, and also cited an information communication technology and laboratory complex at the St. Dominic Saviour Seminary, Akpo, donated 100 million naira cash to Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Oka, where his brother, Professor Charles Esimone, is the Vice Chancellor, donated a 20 kVA generating set to the Anambra Broadcasting Service (ABS) and other numerous philanthropic gestures. Speaking at the event, the member representing Anocha Njiko Kaduna Federal Constituency, Mr. Dozie Nwankwo, said that such gestures should be emulated by privileged people in Anambra, noting that education as the bedrock of development in the society should be given priority attention.
Special friend and a good friend for that matter, Ide Akweze, and to see what he has done, considering what he has done in education, and we started together, and it's something that is special, it's something that we will encourage, it's something that every person, be in government.
In an interview, the member representing the Idemili North constituency at the Anambra State House of Assembly, Mr. Ifeanyi Chiokwe, and the Transition Committee Chairman of Anocha Local Government Area, Chief Gerald Ozo, who applauded the benefactor for investing in education, said that Governor Soludo's Adopt a School initiative is a major step towards improving standard of education in the state, calling on other wealthy individuals in various communities to emulate Chief Okafor in improving quality teaching and learning in their localities.
I'm proud of him, and we're proud of what he has done for his people. It's something to emulate from. He's not in government, but he's doing something most senators have not done. So I am from Idemili North, but I'm just here to witness what he has done for his people. And I'm proud. And we pray for such stakeholders to come to our constituency.
The benefactor, Chief Okafor, assured of making community secondary school Akweze one of the best secondary schools around. He encouraged every child of Akweze to study hard, promising that nothing will be a hindrance to their academic pursuits.
The school was in a bad state, and I felt that in line with my corporate social responsibility to my community, that we should give something back. That was why we embarked. It's not a one transaction event, it's a long event that in series. And by the time we finish, we expect to have a model secondary school in Akweze. Not just the secondary school, even the primary schools are all part of our catchment area.
The event featured cultural dance by students of the school, while the traditional ruler of Akweze, Igwe Christopher Obala, and the Vice Chancellor of Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Professor Esimone, and many other dignitaries attended the occasion. From Community Secondary School, Akweze, in Anocha Local Government Area, I am Ngozi Obileri for ABS News.
Anambra Joint Security Forces has eliminated 5 suspected members of a criminal gang at Akwehede, Nnewi South, a border town between Imo and Anambra states. We have details.
The suspects made their end when the joint team accosted the gang of 5 operating on motorbikes, suspected to be members of proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, and Eastern Security Network, ESN, who were en route to Anambra for a planned operation. The operatives engaged the assailants in a gun duel, neutralized 5 of the gang members, and recovered 2 rocket launchers, 4 AK-47 rifle, 1 automatic pump action, 4 magazines, 8 live ammunition, police berets, charms, and other incriminating items. In a similar development, the police operatives attached to the Rapid Response Squad, Okuzu, in the earlier hours of yesterday, while in an attempt to rescue 2 kidnapped victims, stormed into a camp at Ifitobunike, Oyi local government, neutralized 2 of the armed men, recovered a black Lexus SUV with a lot of security uniforms, which comprises of police and military uniforms. The State Commissioner of Police, Mr. Recheng, said that the synergy of the police, military, other security agencies and vigilantes has helped immensely in the fight against criminalism in the state. CP Recheng urged residents of the state to continue to support the security agencies and the state government to bring security stability to the state, and commended all the security agencies who have been in constant onslaught against the criminal elements threatening the state.
Away now from news within the States, it was a solemn evening as members, friends and associates of the European Union, EU, gathered at the ambassador's residence in Abuja to celebrate the 2023 Europe Day. An anthem for peace in Ukraine by Abuja International Choral Group defined the mood and essence of the gathering. Ekwe Ajide of our Abuja Bureau has details.
Europe Day is a commemoration of the then French Foreign Minister Robert Schuman's declaration that world peace cannot be safeguarded without the making of creative efforts proportionate to the dangers which threaten it. This declaration in 1952, exactly 7 years after the World War II, brought together 6 European countries, including 2 historical enemies, Germany and France, to voluntarily pool their resources and share sovereignty in the production of coal and steel, thereby internationalizing the hardware of war and introducing the idea of supranationalism, laying the foundation for sustainable peace in Europe in real life. In her address of welcome, the EU ambassador to Nigeria and the ECOWAS, Samuela Isopi, said the day is a key moment in the year to celebrate their partnership with Nigeria and with ECOWAS, noting that a democratic, peaceful, strong and prosperous Nigeria is in the interest of Europe and the world. According to her, the EU is already Nigeria's biggest trading partner, accounting for more than 20% of Nigeria's trade with the world and a significant trade balance in favor of Nigeria, and promised they will continue to work together to address the multiple challenges facing the country and the region so as to advance ECOWAS peace, security and economic integration agenda.
The European Union and Nigeria are natural partners. We both believe and strongly support multilateralism and rules-based order. We are both enriched by unity in diversity and bound by shared values and by a common imperative interest to work even more closely together in the region, in Africa and on the world stage.
Responding, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Jeffrey Onyama, said EU is a model for Africa, especially in its desires to form a United States for Africa. The minister noted that in spite of the several wars in Europe, it was able to bring together member states and transformed them to greater heights, which he said is an inspiration to Africa in its strides towards achieving its 2063 roadmap and vision for a better and conflict-free Africa. He described EU's relations with Nigeria as a natural one, which has continued to evolve, especially in the past 7 years, but however, stated that discussions are still needed in some areas to have a satisfactory engagement.
Now we have an agenda, 2063 agenda, roadmap, vision for Africa of greater African integration. And the EU will always serve.
In Abuja, Princess Ekwe Ajide reporting.
On business news, the Central Bank of Nigeria has asked Nigerians to disregard reports and viral videos on social media suggesting that the bank verification number BVN issued by the bank in collaboration with the Nigeria Interbank Settlement System expires after a 10-year period. The Director of Corporate Communications and Departments of the Apex Bank, Dr. Issa Abdumuni, in a statement asked anxious Nigerians to relax as the BVN issue in Nigeria has no expiry dates. However, the regulatory framework for BVN issued by the CBN in 2021 stipulated that customers can only change their records due to certain conditions spelled out in the documents and after being cleared by relevant authorities. On the foreign scene, no fewer than 6 passengers met their end after they were stung to death by bee in Nicaragua. The bee attacked the passengers when the bus they were traveling with crashed on the road in Nicaragua. The bus was said to have fell into a beehive after the crash. Authorities said that Santo Herrera, 22, was driving on El Corral El Rico route that covered the northern cities of Jinitaga and San Sebastian de Yela, where he encountered mechanical problem and lost control of the school bus in the municipality of San Sebastian de Yela. The crash sent the bus crashing into 160-foot deep slope where the beehive were located, Daily Mail UK report. The impact of the crash caused the bus to break open multiple wooden buses and allowed the swamp of Africa bee to escape the hives where they produce honey. Health officials said the killer bees attacked 45 of the 60 passengers and Herrera. In sport, the federal government has approved a sum of 2.4 billion naira for the construction of a new National Sport Medicine and Higher Performance Center at the Moshood Abiola Stadium in Lagos to be completed in 2026. The Minister of Youth and Sport Development, Sunday Diary, revealed this to journalists after the council's meeting presided over by Vice President Yemi Osibanjo at the State House, Abuja. The Minister of Youth and Sport Development, Sunday Diary, said the Ministry of Youth and Sport Development presented just one memo, adding that the memo has to do with the National Sport Medicine and High Performance Center and the construction of a High Performance Center at the Package B of the Moshood Abiola Stadium. He argued that unlike other projects in the past, the new High Performance Center has an inbuilt maintenance structure in its life cycle design. Diary said that the ministry has released a list of renovations that have taken place at the Moshood Abiola Stadium. That's the size of our package tonight, but remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page at ABS Radio Television Oka. Subscribe to our YouTube at ABS Television Oka. Follow us on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. You can also log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. The main point again, European Investment Bank is to assist Anambra State government tackle erosion challenges. Anambra Joint Security Forces have neutralized more suspected members of criminal gangs. And on national matters, we told in Nigeria, European Union have restated commitment to bilateral relations. On the foreign scene, bees have sent to vet 6 passengers in Nicaragua. Here is a special message again. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total maintenance of Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. Thanks for being there. My name is Chinyere Ikioreke. Good night.